right, you're watching Sight Sounds Flavors on YouTube, sightsoundsflavors.com. We're gonna take a walk here. We're on Washington and approaching 16th Street here in South Beach, Florida. You guys are always asking me to do scene videos, so I'm doing a walk and talk. And this way you guys can see what people look like. February 26th, I believe, 2023. And we'll probably walk maybe to 11th Street. So do like a 5-block walk. And you got a gentleman here who clearly doesn't know that pedestrians have the right of way at a red light, no less. But that's okay. He let me go, but for a second there, thought he was gonna hit me, which is okay, I guess, right? Right? It doesn't matter, right? What do I care? It's just one of those things, you know. Guys don't realize, but Miami Beach is an island, and so right at this point, how's it going? How are you? You only have 3 streets really that folks really use. At least in this part, you got Collins, Ocean, and Washington. I mean, if you go further inland, or I guess it sounds absurd to say inland when you're talking about an island. When you go deeper in, there's like Meridian and stuff, but this is where everything's happening right here. Primarily Ocean, Collins, and Washington with Lincoln, but Meridian's like a different animal, you know what I mean? And so one thing I've noticed about the traffic lights down here is that they take like a minute to change. And it doesn't matter if you flash your brights, it doesn't matter, really none of that matters. They take like a minute. Now this here is Madonna. Now Madonna is probably one of the oldest, if not the oldest strip club in Miami Beach. And you got the fire truck there. I used to go into Madonna, probably shouldn't say this, but I used to go into Madonna when I worked at Publix. And I worked at Publix from the age of 15 to 17. So, but that of course is over 20 years ago. And maybe my memory is foggy. Maybe I was 18 when I worked there. I don't really remember. But some gentlemen there bringing some bicycles in. Got the bike shop there. Cool. A lot of nice businesses. Guy kind of gave me a weird look there, but that's cool. We are, after all, in the public right away. And so, cheeseburger, nice. But they put cheeseburger as 2 words. So, got a lot of nice restaurants here. Chef Osman, Central American Italian cuisine. That is some fusion right there. That is some fusion. Central American Italian. So Central American, you got, I guess you could consider Mexico Central America, even though that's North America. So you got El Salvador, Guatemala, Belize, all them countries, and then Italy on top. That's some real fusion right there. So Central American Italian food. Wow. This is the other site. Sorry, of Miami Beach. There's a Cameo Theater. The Cameo has been around forever. There used to be, well, there still is a pizza shop here. So between the Cameo and Madonna, I would say that's probably the oldest. But I don't know if the Cameo is still open or not. Now, what's interesting about these sidewalk cafes, is that they actually put the seating on the sidewalk, which, you know, there's no expectation of privacy in public, and there's no expectation of privacy in something that, in my opinion, as an attorney and as a videographer, there's no expectation of privacy when a private business essentially commandeers a piece of public property and uses it. It doesn't become theirs. That's not, I suppose that could be adverse possession in a way, but it's not. Sidewalk's a sidewalk, and if the city lets them or doesn't ticket them, then that's on the city, but doesn't mean that we have to suddenly stop filming because we're, you know, on the sidewalk, because then we would have to, oh, there's a Denny's coming here. Are you serious? That is wild. That is really wild. They're putting a Denny's on South. I mean, it's not super wild, but in Kentucky, Denny's are closing. They don't do very well because they're open 24 hours, and a lot of the things that are open 24 hours are suffering because nobody goes to eat or work out or do grocery shopping at, 2 in the morning. This might be a good place to buy souvenirs because it has no name on the window. It might be a good place, but souvenirs in South Beach are super overpriced. I was at a store in Lincoln Road where the cheapest souvenir was like $7 and it was junk. So now this, I don't know what this is, but it's an interesting sign, no trespassing. Usually buildings like this would be condemned, so I'm not sure what that could be, but it doesn't look very good. And everything down here is super expensive. Like, this is another building, you can see the chain there. That's not gonna stay empty for very long. This might be a walk-up, well, it is a walk-up because you got stairs and there's a phone here, but it also looks like it's been out. So, 25 pesos por cambiar una goma. Oh, wow, carísimo. So $25 to fix a flat on a bicycle tire. And all that is just, you put some soap on the tire, you figure out where the air, like where the hole's at, you put some gunk in there, voila, $25. It doesn't take but what, 2 minutes? And that's what South Beach is all about, Very, very, very expensive. So right now we are on 14th Street. We're gonna walk another 3 blocks and give you a good look at South Beach on a Sunday morning. See, like here you got another example of tables and chairs and umbrellas on the sidewalk. So it's, again, the city of Miami Beach may allow it. I mean, of course they allow it because they're doing it, but it doesn't mean that we have to, turn our cameras off and put our First Amendment on pause. It just means that, they're using the sidewalk to do their thing, It's a cool little truck here. How's it going? No, I'm an attorney. I was just looking at your truck. It's pretty cool. Yep. But I hope he's an attorney too. Otherwise, that would be called UPL, unauthorized practice of law. But I'm pretty sure he's an attorney. I hope he is. I'm not going to ask. Sensations is another place that's been around for a very, very long time. They cater largely to the LGBT community, but also the straight community. And they have a theater in there from what I've heard. Never been in there, never had the pleasure. But of course you got folks waiting for the bus here, and the public transit in Miami Beach is pretty decent. Again, we're talking about 2 major streets, so like these folks here, as you can clearly see, I've got the right of way, but yeah, they don't really care. I've been to this bar before, but it didn't look, let me see. Yeah, I've been to that bar before. I was gonna say it looks different, but it's the same. See, you got an airport bus. So, and plenty of places for your bikes. So that's pretty cool. Got a Crunch Fitness. I'm a member of Crunch in Middletown, Kentucky. And Crunch Fitness is a good gym. Got a Michigan shirt there. He's a long ways away from Michigan. I went to law school at Thomas M. Cooley in Lansing, so I saw a lot of Michigan State. Oh, that's a nice pizzeria there, and they got 2 pies there. That looks pretty cool. So, a lot of tattoos. This is where Kat Von D had a shop, I believe, at one point, or worked down here at one point. So, a lot of tattoo parlors, a lot of hair salons, a lot of restaurants. This looks like some sort of a theater. And there's first ever U.S. club residency. Huh. Lady here sweeping up. How are you? Keeping your store clean. That's great. And she's got her work cut out for her, because I'll tell you, at night, you know, the tourists and the partiers and everyone else, they kind of, you know, that's pretty cool. They kind of use the sidewalk as their personal garbage can. But as you can see, everything's pretty clean. So we're coming up on 12th, and we're gonna walk maybe one more block, because we had said that we were gonna do 5 blocks. Someone's honking the horn. How's it going? We got grab and go over here. Got some interesting prices. Another cafe for you. And you got a little cafe there. Trendy, as if it wasn't trendy enough that your store's in South Beach, but that's a cool name for a shop in South Beach. Trendy. What is this? This is the Signature Market. Looks like they got some doodads in there too. So, but I don't think we're gonna do very well on souvenirs in South Beach, though, because I think they're gonna be expensive wherever we go. You got Poseidon there, and this is the parking meter. So everything's digital now. I brought, oh, that's a nice tourist store in there. And they've got all sorts of, they're playing disco music in there, and they got hats and all sorts of stuff. Now this over here is the police compound for Miami Beach. Got another video where I show you guys City Hall. And there's a lot of real sort of hipster-ish beach attire. That shirt says a bad word, but you wear that shirt in like Alabama or Louisiana or somewhere like that, you might have a little bit of a problem because of the obscenity laws. But also, the reason that I was surprised that Denny's was opening up is because you've got this diner down here. And this diner's been here forever and a day. And the 11th Street Diner, which is a great place to end our video.